when I attempted to make her aware of what I saw to be a illegal situation, it was told directly to the person that was doing what I saw to be illegal.
Ain't that something? She sends an email to Fanny. Fanny's like, yo, come here. This girl just sent me an email about you, bro. Oh my God, I think she thought I was gonna do something. She didn't know I knew about it already. Hilarious. Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, share the video, and get into the comments and let me know what you think about this. Now this right here is about a different politician. Apparently corruption is just a thing. This is about Fanny. Okay, let me know in the comment section if y'all are aware of this Fanny Willis person. I can tell you personally, I have actually gotten text messages about Fanny Willis. You know when they try to get you to vote for stuff? Yeah. They be blowing up my phone, talking about some Fanny Willis. So, since you want me to pay attention to Fanny Willis so much, I thought I would. Apparently, okay, there is a Georgia Senate committee hearing, okay, probing, all right, the misconduct allegations against Fanny Willis, okay? She is the Fulton County District Attorney. Interesting. This is a lady. She is going to explain this to us, okay? Her name is Amanda Timpson, okay? And she said, work with these people, you know what I'm saying? And she was, they would get these, grants for specific things, And of course, these people, they want to use it for whatever they want to use it for. You know what I'm saying? Like shoes and hats and such. So we're going to listen to this, okay? And see what is going on with these people. What is they doing? Should I vote for Fanny or no? Already listened to some of this, so I can already tell you. Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. But let's start. Let's learn about this together.
That's right. Well, as 2021 begins, you're in your new role that has the same duties and more, and you're now reporting to Michael Cuffey instead of Paul Howard.
Correct.
Did you notice any irregularities or problems with the administration of this OJJDP grant?
Yeah.
Yes. In early March of 2021, after a lot of the administrative work was done on the grant, we need to now get to work. And so Michael Cuffey, who is the new chief programs officer, invited myself and my colleague, who also co-wrote the grant, into a meeting just so he could understand the scope of the grant.
Okay.
In this meeting, this was the first time that he kind of mentioned that what he wanted to spend the grant on, and he articulated that he wanted to spend the grant on computers, travel, and swag. And at the time, we were saying swag because there was a lot of rebranding going on.
Yeah, obviously. This is like, Pop, why are you using the word swag? It just don't have a place. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got a grant. Oh, let's get some swag.
And so like each unit now had their own sweaters and their own mugs and stuff. And there was a complete and total rehaul of the building and stuff. So this idea of having swag was like a big thing. So those are the three things.
Trinkets. These are pens and coffee cups and T-shirts and sweatshirts, things promoting the new district attorney.
Correct.
Okay.
And
okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't like the way this dude is staring at her. Literally, if this ain't her husband, he need to stop. Okay, he is staring. Look. Is this not an uncomfortable look? This is giving me the heebie-jeebies. This is just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't like it though. Just wanted to put it out there.
And so I quickly kind of interjected and let him know that those were not things that we could do with the grant. At that point, it seemed as if he hadn't read the grant narrative. And so I just wanted to educate him. I was a bit concerned, but at that point, it was the first time I had heard of it. I just tried to kind of set him straight and tell him like, oh, we can't do that. It's really specific. And it's specific to programming. We can't buy any equipment. And that was a huge thing because in the grant narrative, in the grant budget, it says specifically no equipment. And so his idea for wanting to get computers and even pay for travel, like those are completely out of the scope of the grant.
There you go.
And you know that because you wrote the grant.
Correct.
And in the grant plan, you tell how the money is going to be spent.
Correct.
And in the budget, you identify how it's intended to be spent.
Correct.
There
Did
you
any
go.
of those documents provide for spending money on swag?
No.
Did any of those documents provide for spending money on computers or other equipment?
No, sir.
Did any of those documents or budgets provide for money to be spent for travel?
No.
Okay. And how about on the junior DA grant? I think we called that the JAG grant. Were you continuing to administer that in March of 2021?
Yes.
And did you notice or detect or hear about any intentions to improperly spend that money?
Not in March, but as time went on, yes.
So what happened when you straightened Michael Cuffey out and after he had told you his intentions of how he intended to spend the money, you told him that was illegal? What was his reaction?
Initially, he let me know that it was the employees in the DA's office call Miss Willis Madam. So he let me know that it was Madam's vision. And
Oh, it was Madam's vision? Or was it Madam Fanny's vision? Oh, okay. So Madam's vision must have given them the grant. No? How is your vision for somebody else's money? How about that? How you put that together, Fanny? You would not be getting my vote, ma'am, okay? In all fairness, I wasn't going to do it anyway, okay? Just so you know, you didn't lose a vote. You just never had a vote, okay?
I basically said, okay, I understand that, but that's not what the grant says. And as the director of the grant, I wanted to make sure that I was careful and clear what the grant said.
Exactly.
And this grant was written prior to her coming in the office. I assumed at the time that maybe they just weren't aware, but I just wanted to make him aware that that is not what the grant says.
Okay. Did you hear further conversations about the misuse of the money, or did he follow your advice and not spend it on swag and travel and equipment?
He did what he wanted to do. Let me guess. Is that right? Tell me if I'm right. He did whatever the hell he wanted to do. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So initially, that was just the initial time. I continued to be persistent and to let him and everybody else know that we could not spend the grant in that manner. And he persisted to say that that was what we were going to do with the grant. In weekly meetings, we had weekly program team meetings. He would say that. So it was multiple people that heard his intentions to spend this money that way. And I was just persistent in letting him know that that was not what we could do. And I noticed as I persisted to let him know that my treatment drastically started to change.
By him?
Yes, specifically from Michael Cuffey, in the form of being disinvited to meetings or being blatantly rude, or when I said, hey, we can't do that, just staring directly into my eyes and then just walking off. And I'm like, okay.
It's called intimidation, girl. He's trying to intimidate you. But I can tell you got glasses on, okay? Us glasses wearers are not easily intimidated, okay? I talk my ish to the end. You can't penetrate these with intimidating eyes, okay? They reflect back off and then you catch on fire, like the ants do with the magnifying glass.
And I didn't know, if this was an intimidation factor or what was going on, but I just knew I had to stand my ground because I was, fearful of the misuse of funds.
It's called prison, girl. You know what happens. Y'all be having y'all little fun with this grant money, Next thing you know, feds.
Well, so the story ends there, or did you continue your complaints?
No, I continued my complaints. Ultimately, in May of 2021, the overwhelming retaliation and pushback got so bad, I sent an email to Miss Willis and I told her that I had followed the chain of command to no avail and I really needed to speak with her.
Okay. All right. You know what? This must be the part of the story where she contacts Fanny, Fanny Mae. She gonna contact Fanny Willis And Fanny Willis is going to be like, hey, black girl power. You can't be messing with her. That's my homie. She done told you now you can't be doing that with the grant. Don't be intimidating her. Is that what happened? No? Oh, it might. You guys don't assume. Fanny Willis might come out as being the hero or the heroine in this story. Or it might sound more like she's on it. But, either way, we got to wait and see.
At this time, I believed that she had no idea what was going on, and I wanted to make her aware of what I saw to be a potentially illegal and dangerous situation, and I didn't want there to be any scandal related to her administration.
Ain't that sweet? Ain't that nice? She was looking out for her. She's like, look, girl, he over here doing some stuff. You're going to end up in prison. I just want to let you know, give you a heads up, honey. Woman to woman. Let's see how it went.
You sent that directly to her?
I did.
Did she reply?
She did not.
Damn.
But I believe 2 or 3 days
Fanny, you are not getting my vote, okay?
later, Mr. Cuffey approached me and said that he knew that I reached out to her and that no matter what I did, that she was just going to come back to him. And so at that point, I didn't really know who to go to or what to do, because when I attempted...
Try the feds. I bet the feds would listen. Try the feds. When in doubt, call the feds. If it's government, it's corrupt, nobody else will listen, call the feds. If you can trace some money somewhere that ain't supposed to be somewhere, they gonna listen, girl. They follow the money, honey. They follow the money.
to make her aware of what I saw to be a illegal situation. It was told directly to the person that was doing what I saw to be illegal.
Ain't that something? She sends an email to Fanny. Fanny's like, yo, come here. This girl just sent me an email about you, bro. Oh my God, I think she thought I was going to do something. She didn't know I knew about it already. Hilarious. They were sitting around laughing about you, girl. They were laughing at your expense while you were looking out for her. While you were looking out for Fanny, they were just laughing at your expense. She's just wrong for that. I can't say it enough. You ain't gonna get no vote from me, girl. You ain't gonna get no vote.
Mr. Cuffey.
Mr. Cuffey,
Okay.
Correct.
Did you complain to anybody else other than Mr. Cuffey in your email to Fanny Willis?
Not in my initial email. Things started to progress as far as my retaliation. It was almost daily that it was something. If it wasn't something, it was, something else. Eventually, the junior DA program started to near, and he started saying that he was going to be buying Apple products with the junior DA funds.
Apple products like Apple iPhones or computers?
Computers.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but he just really wanted these Apple computers. So I let him know that we couldn't do that with the junior DA funds either. And so he took me off directing the junior DA program and put other people in my place.
Ain't that something? They fire the people who want to do the right thing with the money. It's like they walk in the door wanting to go to federal prison. Like, they be like, okay, we made it in. How much time we got till the feds show up? But there's a version of you in power that can land in a good place, right? Like, I don't know why y'all associate you in power with the feds. So where as soon as you get in, the first thing you do is try to figure out how fast you can be, scouted out by the feds. All right? It's ridiculous. That's so crazy. It's like, oh, she over here trying to do the right thing. Is that legal? What you talking about? You talking about some legal stuff? Nah, we don't do that over here. We don't do legal.
And then eventually, when junior DA started in June of 2021, I noticed that there were youth in the program that were not Fulton County residents, weren't even residents of the state of Georgia.
Oh.
There were youth in the program from Florida, from Wisconsin. And so, of course, I questioned it. I felt like, our youth in Fulton County have so much need. Why are we not focusing on the youth in our county, especially when the grant and the grant application or the application to the program specifically say that must be Fulton County residents, must attend Fulton County or Atlanta Public Schools. So when I brought that to him,
We're still talking about Mr. Cuffy.
Mr. Cuffy, excuse me, sorry. So when I brought that to Mr. Cuffy, the next day I was told that we needed to have a meeting, and he attempted to put me on some type of a plan, like a professional development plan. I've never been written up, never had any warnings. So I
was wondering if you have a history of being a troublemaker in the.
I do not. I do not. And in the evidence that I gave you, I also included 24 letters of recommendation from everybody that I've worked for in the past 12 years, including everybody here in Atlanta that I've ever worked for, saying the exact opposite of what's been stated of me. However, he tried to put me on.
I believe you, girl. I believe you, girl. I know. I can see it in your glasses, honey. It's all in the glasses. Spectacles. With spectacle sisters, honey. Yes, yes.
Some plan, but the plan was like a personal attack on me. It talked about my appearance, and it was just not a professional.
What did it say about your appearance?
So I escalated my concerns to HR. Human resources, excuse me. So the HR personnel in the DA's office, her name is Kyra Banks. I reached out to her on
Tyra? Just kidding. She said Kyra Banks, but I mean, very close.
July 7th of 2021. And we met on July 20th.
Okay.
And I basically told her all of my concerns, and she said she took notes and told me that she would escalate my matter. On July 23rd.
Escalate, in your view, means take it up the ladder to
Yes.
a higher, somebody above Mr. Cuffy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
On July 23rd, there was additional retaliation, and it was just so much. I was extremely anxious, even coming to work, because I just didn't know from day to day what type of retaliation I would receive. On July 26th, I reached out to Dexter Bond, who is the chief of staff in the DA's office.
Staff to Ms. Willis?
Yes.
Okay.
And I reached out to Dexter because we worked in the previous administration together. He knew my work ethic. And I just felt like I needed somebody in the office to understand and know what was going on.
What was his role with Paul Howard?
Under Paul, I think he wasn't chief of staff. I think he was I can't remember his exact role, if I'm being honest, but he was a
administrative
high up
position.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
he's an attorney as well.
he had worked in higher levels of administration for DA Paul Howard as well.
Yes,
before.
and I believe he worked with Paul Howard for like 7 years. So
Okay. So you reached out to him
Yes.
directly. All right, tell us about that.
and I told him there were youth in the junior DA program from out of the area. I told him how he treated me. I told him about the PDP. I told him about the OJJDP funds, and I sent him a copy of the PDP, and I told him specifically in a text. Well, I spoke to him in person, and then I sent him a picture of this professional development plan, and I said to him specifically that at this point in time, like, he's putting you guys in a situation where I have multiple potential lawsuits because of how he's treating me. And I said, I need to speak with Ms. Willis because I don't believe she knows. That was, I believe, at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you didn't believe she knew. She knew, girl. She knew. When you sent that message before to her and he knew about it, you think he was in her email? No. They sat around and she was like, this girl done sent me this email about you. I don't know what she want me to do about this. And she's still giving her the benefit of the doubt. She's like, I don't think she knows. Woman to woman. I don't think she knew, girl. She knew for sure.
And then about 5, he responded back to the PDP by saying, wow, period. This is a problem, period. Then text me saying, you have a meeting with the DA at 3 p.m.
This is in July of 21 sometime.
Yes, this is July 26th of 2021. And so immediately I felt like a weight was lifted. Finally, I'll get to let her know, because I felt like I was trying to, in part, protect her, protect the youth of Fulton County, and just protect the integrity of these grants. And so ultimately at 3 p.m., I went to Miss Willis's office. Judging by Dexter was in this meeting, I could tell that she was already kind of briefed. And she said something to the effect of, "Now what's going on?" So I went to speak and tell her. I said, "I'm concerned about the way the grants," and I think I said something else, and she cut me right off in the middle of my sentence and said, "Effective immediately, you're going to be moved," and demoted me to the role of file clerk. So immediately.
Wow, she didn't even let her speak. She cut her off, which I believe, because I seen Miss Fanny Willis in that little thing where they were questioning her about spending money that she had no business doing, on some trips, hanging out with her little boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? On probably company money or something, But so I know exactly what she was looking like when she said this, when she cut her off. Oh my God, I can't stand these people. It's something so weird. It's like you get this tiny little bit of power, and look what the first thing you do. You just become like a tyrant. You become a tyrant. And when you end up in federal prison, that's why nobody's going to be sad. Like, nobody's going to be sad. They're going to be like, "Oh, is it time for that? Oh, okay." I mean, I knew it was coming. I just didn't know what day. But here it is. Oh my God.
You
went from a department head to a file clerk.
Correct, a program head. So I went from the director of juvenile diversion to a file clerk, which changed not only the function of my job, it changed my schedule, it changed my location, it changed, this is frivolous, but I was taken off the website. I was essentially like banished for what I saw to be protecting her at the time.
Did she say why you were being demoted?
No, not at that time. The meeting lasted maybe 2 to 5 minutes because she cut me off immediately and told me I was demoted. So I was kind of left flabbergasted. And I reached back to her that evening via email just to get some clarity. And that was the first time I ever heard that she was saying that she wasn't pleased with my work.
Oh, wow.
And it's important to note, I don't want to get too far in the weeds. I feel like we're already there, but it's important to note that 3 weeks prior to this, she had just asked me to assist in another department. So 3 weeks before, she wasn't dissatisfied with my work. So
ain't that something? I've been noticing lately that I'm dissatisfied with your work, because you're telling on us. This is the worst thing you could do. If there's a person in there that's to notice some corruption, and you part of the corruption, seem like the plan would not be to ostracize this person. You're gonna take this person and just alienate them and be cruel to them. It's like, this is the person who already noticed some shit that you're doing. You now put them in a situation where they don't even have anything to lose by snitching on your ass, because now they ain't even got their position to keep them from doing it, because they don't have it anymore because you took it away and turned them into a file clerk. Okay, this woman probably got 3 different master's degrees and she do the same work that I do. Okay, it's messed up. She's a file clerk. Nothing wrong with filing things. Filing things is just fine. It's okay. It's okay. We built for this. It's our spectacles that do it.
It was shocking to me that suddenly she was dissatisfied with my work the day that I disclosed that I was concerned about the way these funds were being spent.
Because she was lying. She was lying. It's called lying.
You have mentioned several times about retaliation. What type of conduct or actions were aimed towards you that you felt were retaliation? This demotion's pretty clear cut, but
yeah.
Were you being treated differently by Mr. Cuffey or Mr. Bond or any other supervisory type employees?
Yes. Treatment as far as, like I said, being disinvited to meetings, just the attitude of when I would ask for things or ask for additional like guidance or feedback, it wouldn't happen. I also, in addition to, I sent him an email because he was essentially stifling my work. I was completing tasks that Ms. Willis had asked of me in previous meetings, and I would be asking him like, hey, did you get this to her? Hey, I've had this done. Did you look over it? I'm waiting for your feedback. And I was just essentially put on the back burner.
Oh, that's called sabotage, honey. The audio's doing something weird. I don't know what was happening. Who was, crumbling chips in the microphone here, but hopefully it stops because it's bothering me.
Also, like the PDP, the demotion was the first act from Miss Willis directly. And then after that, because of the change in my work schedule and the change in
Oh, it's weird. I think she could hear it too if she tried to turn her microphone down.
my work location, I had asked for accommodations.
Yeah, she probably knows. She's like, can you please stop staring at the side of my fucking face, sir? Hey, sir, can you stop? Can you look somewhere else? Thanks. He ain't even stop. Look, now he's looking even more. I wish somebody would point this out. I wish somebody would point this out to this man. Stop. I hope his neck is hurting after this. I hope, because he was stuck like this for so long that he's having trouble for the next 6 weeks with his neck.
Or a different setting because they were rehabbing the building, and it was causing me some health issues because I have pre-existing existing condition, and I was told no, and told if I brought it up again it would negatively impact my future evaluations, which would impact my employment.
Yeah, that static is too much for me to bear. Okay. But I really just wanted to show that first part. I might get into the rest of this, actually. This is pretty freaking interesting, okay? Like I said, okay, Fanny, you will not be getting my vote, honey. Stop texting me. You didn't want to listen to her messages. I'm not going to listen to yours. How about that? Ain't that something? Think about that for a second. I'm getting text messages, okay? She don't text me no time, any other time of the year. But as soon as it's time for votey, all of a sudden I'm getting all these texties, okay? But these people who work for her, who having issues because they trying to keep her ass out of jail, which clearly they were unsuccessful because her ass is going to end up in jail. Clearly, okay? She don't want to listen to them. They send her messages. She want to ignore that shit. Ugh, what they want. But then you want to have your minions text me all day long trying to get me to vote for you for something. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. If I hear anybody else say your name talking about some voting, I'm going to tell them what I know, okay? Oh, interesting. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry they doing this to you, baby pie, okay? I'm sorry. That mean old Fanny Willis. Just terrible. Just terrible, okay? Y'all behave, because I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not, all right? No. But mama love you. Yes, she do. Oh, peace.